with these topics, so we can actuate a direction control valve. So either using manual mechanism or manually, or using mechanical mechanisms. Okay, or by using, so by supplying just air, or by giving a electric signal using solenoid. Okay, by all these ways we can actuate. So even in manual actuation there are different types. So you can press a button, you can use a lever, even you can operate using pedal by leg. Okay, then this is the general symbol used for manual actuation. Then you can use switch also. So these are the symbols used to represent manual actuation. Then these are the symbols used to represent mechanical actuation. Okay, so it will be with the help of any mechanism. It may be a physical touch by piston rod. Okay, and that may result in movement of roller. Then the valve position gets shift. Like that, actuations will takes place. Okay. So these symbols are familiar to you. So what is it? Both are roller lever operated. Okay, so these two symbols both represents roller operated. Okay, so what is the difference between these two? Second and third one.
So in
Both.
the roller river operated, it can be used to control the distance,
Hmm.
the limit switch, the required distance where where this in the roller operated, we cannot achieve that control.
Okay, so this is both are roller operated, but this is idle return. Okay, so if there is no pressure, this roller will come back to this position. Okay, that is the difference. So this is the roller operated with idle return. So this doesn't have that idle return. Okay, so next this is spring and this is stem. Okay, so these are the different ways in which you can achieve mechanical actuation. Next, electrical actuation using solenoid valve. Okay, so if it electropneumatics means, so if you make use of solenoid valves, so that is considered as electropneumatic circuit. Okay, this figure represents the operation of solenoid valve. So with the adaptation of a solenoid in the mechanical construction of the valve, we can achieve an electrical actuation of a pneumatic valve. So here, this is the structure of a 3x2 way valve. So there are 3 ports and 2 positions. So this is one port, this is another port, this is another. Okay, so there are 3 ports, 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So here, you can have 2 positions. Contact between this port and this port is one position. Contact between exhaust and this port. Okay, so this is another connection. So depending on the position of this plunger, you are able to achieve these two connections. Okay, so you are able to achieve these two connections. So when you when this valve receives electric signal, okay, so there are two types. So this is the operation of the valve. Okay, so if you supply the if it receives electric signal, okay, so electromagnetic field will be generated. Because of that, so the magnet will pull this plunger. Okay, this plunger will move upwards. Because of that, in this plunger position, you can see. So there will be a path for movement of air from this port to this, from air inlet to cylinder. Okay, so this is when there is magnetic field. Okay, So if there is no magnetic field, that means if the solenoid valve doesn't receive electric signal, then it is not energized. So there will be no magnetic field. If there is no magnetic field, this plunger will not be attracted by this magnetic field. Okay, so at that position, the plunger will be in this location. Okay, where there will be no movement of air from this port to this. Okay, so this is how it will operate. So when it receives electric signal, so there will be magnetic field. This magnetic field will attract the plunger. Because of this, the plunger will move upwards. When the plunger move upward, there will be contact between the air inlet and this cylinder. So there will be contact between these two ports, 1 and 2. Okay. Again, so if it is there is interruption of signal, if it is the non-energized, okay, so then again once again it will come down. So if it come down, again the path for movement of air from port 1 to 2, okay, that path will get blocked. Next symbol of a 3x2 direction control valve with the electric actuation of one solenoid with spring return and with two solenoids. Okay, if there is a spring return, if there is no electric signal, automatically it will go back to initial position. In case of double solenoid actuation, so if you give signal, if it receives one signal, okay, this position will get actuated and it will be in that position only. Okay, only when it receives the second signal, okay, this position will be actuated. So that is double solenoid actuation. If it is spring return, so automatically it will go back to its original position. It may be normally closed or normally open. So depending on whether it is a normally closed or normally open valve, so it will go back to earlier position. So if it is single solenoid, if it is double, so you have to give signal for both positions. Next, operation of two basic direction control valves. So one is 3x2 and another will be 4x3. So 3x2 direction control valve and 4x3 directional valve. So here this is a representation of non-energized and energized. Okay, so if it is non-energized, that means if it doesn't receive electric signal, this is the position, contact between these two ports 2 and 3. Okay, so if there is electric signal, so this position will be actuated. So there will be a contact between pressure from pressurized air. Okay, this is the connection of the pressurized air from the compressor, and so air will move further for actuation. Okay, next, if it is a 4x3 direction control valve, okay, there are three positions. Okay, so if it receives this signal, okay, so this position will be actuated, then it will go back to neutral position. There will be another position called neutral. So since there is spring, okay, if there is no electric signal, then it will go back to this neutral position. Okay, suppose if there is one more signal is given to this solenoid, so then this position will be actuated. Solenoid S2 energized, so that means this position will get actuated. Next, pneumatic actuation of a valve. Okay, so using this pneumatic actuation valve, okay, so how we can achieve extension stroke. Okay, so that is shown in this figure. Okay, so if you are manually operating this valve, this is also a 3x2 direction control valve. So when you press the push button, so this position get actuated. So there will be contact between this port and this port. Air will move. Okay, and from the manifold block, so already you have supply of air to this inlet port. Okay, now so because of this signal, this air signal, the position of the valve will change. So there will be contact between this port and this. Okay. Because of that, air will be inside the actuator, that is cylinder, there will be extension stroke. Okay, so when you release the push button, again there will be no supply of air signal. Since it is spring return, okay, automatically, so it will go back to its initial position, then retraction takes place. So you can make use of this for application. Okay, so here you can use this to automatically close the valve. Okay, when a tank is filled. Okay, so now if the tank is below the required level, okay, so it will be like this. There will be a mechanical arrangement. Okay, so if this is the position of the water in the tank, okay, so this is the position of this arrangement. If the level of water increases, okay, so this will be at the top, okay, and this component will push this a knob, okay, so this will push this lever, okay, and it is attached to the stem. So then because of lifting this stem, this is because of the movement of the stem, that is the mechanical actuation, this valve get activated and the position will change. Okay, when the position change again, so the supply of air signal also get interrupted. Okay, when it get interrupted again, there will be change in position. Because of that, the valve will get closed. Okay, so this is how it will work. Next, circuits for electro-pneumatic automation. The pneumatic circuit expresses the logical flow of the pressurized air as well as the logic behind the operation of the pneumatic cylinders due to the action of pressurized air. If the pneumatic automation circuit also includes valves with solenoids, then a separate electrical automation circuit should also be designed for proper completion of the industrial automation. A circuit that will solely control the operation of the electro valves. This is an example of a pneumatic circuit and automation circuit. So I think you are already familiar with these circuits since you have already attended lab. Okay, so you are familiar with these things. So in this, so there are two power lines. So this is the power line and this is these two power lines. So one will be neutral. So here you may be having 24 volts DC power supply or 230 volt AC supply. Okay, so here you are able to supply the power from this line. Okay, and this is the neutral line. So in this example, when the solenoid coil is energized, okay, so this position will get activated. Because of that, so air will be supplied from this port. There will be extension stroke. When there is extension stroke, okay, so this will touch the limit switch. Okay, because of that, so there will be a signal from the limit switch. Okay, so depending on this signal, okay, so we are able to stop it. So or since it is written also, it will come back. So or else if it is in the forward position also, so you are able to break this signal. Okay, so like that it will operate. So here when you press the start button, okay, so there will be electric flow. Okay, and this relay get energized, and then because of that solenoid valve also get energized. Okay, and there will be extension stroke, and when it reaches the limit switch, okay, so this initially it will be closed, now it will become open. So when it become open, so there will be this electric signal get interrupted. Okay, when it get interrupted, there will be retraction stroke. In automation circuit, so we make use of different symbols, okay, various symbols. So you can go through it and you will understand these symbols. Okay, so then, so there are letters also which are used in the automation circuit. So like ED, okay, so C, E, so like that many lowercase letters are used. Okay, so the meaning of these letters are shown in this table. Okay.